And so women get stuck in this role play of how they should look, feel, act in a way that society deems sexy, and never stop to think, well, what makes me feel sexy, or what makes me feel turned on? Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Rachel Sky, and it is Fierce Wisdom Wednesday, where I share bold truths and unapologetic mind shifts to help you build confidence and own your value. So let's get into today's topic, which is always my favorite thing to talk about, and that is turning yourself on. So before we can even talk about what turns ourselves on, it's important to have a sense of comfortability around your sexuality and around your sensuality. And as women, that can be very challenging. So I'm first going to talk about some of the different challenges that you as a woman, that I as a woman tend to face when it comes to expressing or feeling comfortable in our own sexuality. So our first challenge tends to be prioritizing everybody else and never ourselves. Your partner's pleasure, your family needs, keeping the house in order. And when you're constantly in caretaker mode, it's really hard to just flip that switch and turn on your sexuality, right? The next challenge is seeking external validation versus embracing your own internal sensuality. And again, women have been conditioned to think that their sexuality belongs to someone else, that it is for someone else and not for their own pleasure. We've been conditioned to view ourselves through the male gaze, that we are only as sexy as someone else thinks we are, right? Versus feeling that internal sense of sexy right here. And so women get stuck in this role play of how they should look, feel, act in a way that society deems sexy, and never stop to think, well, what makes me feel sexy, or what makes me feel turned on? And there is this struggle to self-initiate desire without needing someone else's approval or permission. So because women are conditioned to seek external validation, seek other people's approvals, they've lost their own sense of what is sexy to them, what sexy means to them. And then the next challenge is feeling shame about your sexuality, or feeling shame about self-pleasure or sensual exploration. I mean, I felt the same too. I was brought up in a conservative environment, in a conservative community, and literally believing that my body was sinful or shameful simply because it's a female body. And that took a lot of work, a lot of internal work to get over that shame and get to a place where I actually really love and accept my body and feel comfortable exploring my own sexuality and self-pleasure. A feeling of shame also can come from a lack of education about your body, about your anatomy. And this is where I would encourage you to do some research, read some books. One of my favorite books is Come As You Are by Emily Nagoski. I highly recommend it. A lot of times women are conditioned to think that pleasure is something that is given to them versus something that they can own for themselves. And so they never give themselves permission to explore their own pleasure. And honestly, some women feel like they need a partner to unlock their sexuality. I was guilty of that too until I started playing around. And unfortunately, when you don't feel comfortable in your own body or know what turns you on, it then makes it difficult to tell your partner and express to your partner what you want or what turns you on. So my encouragement would be to reframe self-pleasure as self-care, because it really is. I mean, pleasure is your birthright. It is a biological function. It is a stress reliever. It is a means for connection, both with your body and with your partner. And you don't need to jump in the deep end, right? You can dip your toes in the water and start off small, right? Start off with even just touching the non-sexual parts of your body, grazing your skin with your fingertips, and just feeling into that sensation. You can explore different textures on your skin, right? I love the feeling of silk on my skin, and I love wearing my silk robe around the house when I'm doing chores because that feels good to me and that helps tune into my sensuality. So it's about building that body appreciation, right? And so the last challenge I'm going to talk about is performance anxiety versus embodied sensuality. Women feel pressured to perform in the bedroom rather than enjoying their own experience. And influences from media and porn would portray a woman's sexuality as a performance. And so this makes women feel like they need to be hot, the way that they talk, the way that they act, kind of just pushing off their own pleasure for the sake of looking good or looking hot or sexy for their partner. And couple this with anxiety around your body image, and it really pressures women to perform to turn on their partner. And I'll let you in on a little secret, ladies. If you're actually enjoying yourself, that's a turn on for your partner. No need to fake it, babe. So now that we talked about the different challenges that women may face when they're trying to get in touch with their sexuality, with their sensual body, let's talk about ways to reclaim your turn on, okay? So I would encourage you to redefine what sexy means to you. And that can be as simple as asking yourself, does wearing this make me feel sexy? Does doing this make me feel sexy? And forgetting about what anyone else's opinion is about it and just focus on what your definition of sexy is. For me, I love wearing sexy underwear, even if I'm just doing chores around the house, because that's what turns me on. That's what makes me feel sexy and feel lit up inside. Another practice I would encourage you to incorporate is movement, dancing for your pleasure, moving in a way that makes you feel turned on, that makes you feel alive, that puts you in touch with all of the juicy curves in your body. So put on your favorite song and dance around the house like an idiot and just allow yourself to enjoy the movement in your body without any judgment, without anyone else's influence about it, and just enjoying the moment with your own body. And I would even challenge you to do this in front of a mirror and take moments to appreciate different attributes of your body, and even giving yourself a little bit of praise and admiration for how wonderful your body is and how it supports you on a daily basis. And also recognize when you are seeking validation. If you find yourself craving attention, ask yourself, where is this coming from? And how can I give myself this feeling first? And that goes back to giving yourself compliments in the mirror, boo. So this is your time to explore different textures on your body, explore different types of food, and really savoring the taste of each flavor. Taking time to yourself to pleasure yourself. Maybe that's also taking a hot bath. I love a hot bath and some scented candles and a good book. And really reframe your mindset around your own sexuality. Ask yourself, am I taking time to explore my own pleasure, or am I only focused on my partner's pleasure? And this doesn't have to be anything sexual. This could also be practicing stating your desires, like something as simple as ordering exactly what you want at the restaurant and saying no to something that you don't want. And I'll end it with this. When you're able to tune into your own turn on, you become unstoppable. You unlock your creativity. You unlock your motivation to get shit done. You unlock your power because you're no longer waiting on someone else to open up that part of you. You know how to access it on your own. And I can't express enough how powerful that is as a woman. So go ahead, boo. Turn yourself on. Find out what lights you up and lead with that. Use it. That is your superpower. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Maybe write some love in the comments. What was your favorite part? What resonated with you? And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video when I post. Remember, ladies, own your value, because if you don't, someone else will. And if you do find yourself struggling with embracing your sensuality, turning yourself on, then I invite you to join my Fierce Confidence program. It's a 6-week online program that is designed to tackle those fear and shame stories, deconstruct the hell out of them, and rewrite your own story, because pleasure is your birthright. Being your most authentic self is your birthright. So if that is resonating with you right now, I dropped the link below to check out my Fierce Confidence program. I can't wait to meet you, Tigress.